So let's imagine you want to get from point A to point B in your car, and let's imagine that you don't know how to get there. You're like me, you hardly know your way around. So you decide to use a GPS system, right? So you put in the destination, you click on navigate, and the GPS system, automatically calculates, the distance to the destination that you're going to, right? It also calculates the time duration, and it tells you the safest and the quickest path to get to where you want to get to. Well, in most cases, right? Depending on the type of GPS that you're using. But let's imagine it does a calculation and it tells you how long it's going to take you to get there. So what you do is you hop in your car and you start driving, and because you don't know how to get to where you're going, so what you do is you start paying attention to the GPS, right? So when it says things like in 200 meters, take the next left, what do? You take the next left without any hesitation. And when it says, at the roundabout, take the second exit. Again, what do? You take the second exit without any hesitation. And this goes on throughout their entire journey until you eventually arrive at that destination. So I guess in other words, it's fair to say that you put your complete faith and trust on your GPS, right? Till you arrive. You see, I believe we all have an internal GPS and it works in exactly the same way. Here's how it works, right? So when you give birth to a new desire to get to a certain point in life, it doesn't matter what type of desire it is, any desire, anything. It doesn't matter how big it is, how small it is. It could be about buying that new house, that new car. It could be about finding love. It could be about becoming more healthy, or even just growing yourself spiritually. Whatever it is, when you give birth to that new desire, you have just logged a new destination to that universe, to your source. And just like that GPS system, the universe automatically calculates your path to the destination. And notice I said your path and not the path, because there are multiple paths to get to the same destination. But the universe would only take you through your path, because the universe always operates through the path of least resistance, and your path is always the path of least resistance. So when you hop into your car, right, your life car, and you start that journey towards a new desire that you just gave birth to, just like how you were paying attention to that GPS, now all you have to do is pay attention to your inner GPS. So when it says things like, say hi to that stranger, call your old friend, go to that networking event, don't go out this weekend, watch that YouTube video, read that book, or say yes to that opportunity. What are we supposed to do? We are supposed to listen. See, we listen with our hearts. We listen with our feelings, not with our ears nor fears. Because think about it, the universe doesn't speak in English, right? It doesn't speak in French or in Spanish. The universe speaks in frequencies that vibrate through your emotions and through your feelings. But the problem is most of us don't listen. And not only do we not listen, we have fear emotions that are blocking our true emotions. So before we can begin to really receive the right signals from the universe, from our universe, we have to release these fears so that we can tap into our true feelings. I think most of us prefer the path of most resistance, to be honest, including myself. We try to do things our own way, based on our level of knowledge, based on our level of understanding. We forget that our so-called, quote unquote, knowledge and understanding could be clouded by fears, could be clouded by shame, guilt, anger, and even lack of self-love. Most of us trust a physical GPS more than we trust our internal GPS system. We would rather have faith in a man-made, programmed device that is even prone to errors, than to have faith in a perfect system, our universal system. Remember, your universe, your source, can see everything. It can see it all, but we can't in our physicalness anyway. So the universe sees everything from a broader view. It sees everything from a broader perspective. It sees how everything is connected together. It just has more clarity than we do. This is why we must trust it. And let me show you how loving your source is. Let me give you an example. So just like that GPS, yeah, if you were to take the wrong turn, what does that GPS do? It automatically recalculates a new path from your new set points, right? It never says like, sorry man, I can't help you anymore. I'm lost. Figure out the way from here on. It always recalculates a new path for you. And our source is exactly the same thing. You know, they like when we decide to ignore our feelings and our emotions and we deviate from our set path, you know, it doesn't abandon us. It always recalculates our new path from our new set points, no matter how many times we take the wrong turn. This is how loving it is. So I think a good way to pay attention to how we feel is to start, learning to stop all excessive mind activities, stop all excessive mind chatter, and let's start living in our bodies, right? Closing your eyes may help. Meditation certainly helps. And I believe this is what prayer should be all about. So most people spend all their time talking and asking for things in prayer, and they never spend any time listening for the answer. So my advice is, the next time you pray, just try this. Talk for 1 minute and then spend the next 15 minutes listening. And not just listening, paying attention to how you feel as well. You will be amazed by how loud the universe speaks to you. So I guess, if we want to start paying attention to how we feel, and if we start living in our truth of how we feel, I can bet you that we will find that we can navigate our way through life in bliss, in happiness, in joy, and in peace. Literally, there could be chaos happening all around you, but you will find yourself navigating through life as if you were in heaven, as if you were experiencing heaven here on earth. So start paying attention to how you feel.